Welcome to Vernon Street. My name's Amanda, and I'm going to take you on a preview of this weekend's estate sale. So come on, let's go. A couple of quick things as we head inside. We do have the snow cleared, but hopefully by this weekend, all of the snow will be melted. We do have one way in and out of the estate sale this weekend, and that will be here in the front of the property. This is where we'll line up and come in. We do have a ramp, so accessibility is pretty good at this one. Parking is just a little limited. We do have street parking only. We will not have designated like closer handicap parking, so please keep that in mind. You may have to walk just a little ways. So if you need to get close, you may want to plan on coming a little later after opening so that you can get a closer parking spot. But let's go inside. All right, welcome in. When we first come in is where you will find the beautiful Renaissance buffet. We do have a few things on it. We have emptied out the cabinet. This is also where we have the cat tree. This thing looks like it was put together and then never used. You have a little feline family member. This will be a fun piece. I'm going to slowly turn around here into the living room. This is where our checkout is located, so it will be easy to exit when you're finished. We don't have a whole lot in here because we know this is where you'll be making piles of things you'd like to purchase. We do have a large Roku TV in here. The TV stand, you can buy it all together, you can buy it separate. There's a few Bibles and books and things on that. Again, wall pieces will all be for sale. And then we do have a couple of furniture pieces. You'll know it's for sale. I'll have it priced and marked a little bit better. We're working on that over the next couple of days. So if you have questions or want to check out, this is where you will do so. Again, we have a few furniture pieces in here. All the lamps will be available for purchase. I do want to point out, because I don't know that I ever talked about it in any of our other marketing, but we did find a cuckoo clock. I have not confirmed that all the pieces are there, but I do have several of the weights and things like that. So that is all safely tucked in a box back here. And we do have a table in here with a few goodies on it because our rooms were just getting pretty crowded. So we had to kind of spread it out. And it is kind of just a wonderful mix of things. So be sure to check all these out. We have figurines and vases and glasses and dishes. So all kinds of fun things. I did have a little bit of overflow of coffee mugs in here that didn't find a new home. This was a fun piece. I don't know if I ever showed a picture of that as well. So it looks like a kayak made to hold like your DVDs or your CDs. And then let me back up. And here is where we do have our larger sofa. As we progress in the tour, you'll get to see the matching love seat that has 2 cushions. So those are a really pretty piece. And then here is like our hold table. This is where you can come set down items in a basket while you continue to shop if your hands are getting full. So that will be located here. When we go in the hallway here, this is our kitchen, and we're going to come back to this in a minute. We're going to start our tour down the hallway and go check out bedrooms. I'm going to point out the very first room, and I don't know if you can hear me very well over the heater running right now. This room will be accessible. We do not have a whole lot in here. The washer and dryer are not for sale, but we do have some cleaning supplies located in here. All of our wheelchairs and walkers will either be out on the back deck day of sale, or they'll be out in front of the garage when you first pull up. So these will be a little bit more accessible, but for right now, they're all tucked in here. So you will be able to go in here. It's mostly just cleaning supplies. We do have a couple of tools, so that will be a room. I'm going to turn around and show you guys that we also have a linen closet right here in the hallway. So keep that in mind. I'm going to progress down past the heater. When I said this has an abundance of linens, I was not kidding. So we have so many towels and blankets and bed sheets that if you're in the market, this is going to be the sale for you. So when we come in this first bedroom, these rooms are pretty full. I hope you guys are ready to come dig and scour, because there is just so much stuff we could not display it all. So in the closet, we have stacks of blankets, some comforters. Some of these are lap blankets. Some are full-size bed blankets. And then we have more blankets up here. So be sure to check those out. And then we do have some more over here as well. So we are not afraid for you guys to dig and pull if linens are something you're wanting to look through. We did manage to get all of the Chester drawers empty. Those will be available for purchase. We'll have tags on those. We do have a couple of our commercial quilts in here. There's a lot of Afghans kind of spread out. You'll see those in several rooms. So those are in here. And then we have shelves and risers with all kinds of wonderful things on them. We do have some cookbooks and just some fiction books in here. We do have like a little steam iron. This is some parts and pieces to blankets that were in the making. So if you're a crafter, maybe you want to check those out. Some nice flannels. These were some empty picture frames. And then in the corner here, it kind of looks like just a pile of stuff, but it is. This actually all goes together. This is a sheet set and a comforter and the shams and everything for a queen size bed. So I kind of tried to pile it all there. If someone's interested in that whole set, it will be available. We do have a really beautiful, if I can get my camera to focus, there we go. Really beautiful wall clock in here. And then just all kinds of goodies. The window light might kind of throw us off just a little bit. We do have some Bibles and books mixed in here. In here we have a lot of picture frames. We do have dishes and plates and trinkets in every room. And then I do want to point out under here, we do have a really beautiful cedar chest. And I don't know that we had ever shown information on that one too. It does need a little bit of work on the lid, but real wood. It's got a drawer insert that sits inside of it. So that is safely tucked in here. And then this tub has some crafting supplies in it. It says quilting stuff, but right now it's more crafting stuff. There's a little bit of batting, maybe for some pillows or something. There's some notions and things like that. So if you're a crafter, sewer, you may want to kind of dig through that. Again, there were some really cool old picture frames in here. Be careful with this one. The backing is kind of gone. The glass and everything is there though. So that's a good one. We do have some curtain rods. This is a queen size bed and box spring. It was in good shape, so we do have that. There is just one of the metal frames with this one. We'll have a tag on that one, but we kind of break them up so we have a little bit more room. See if I can back up enough. We do have a table in the middle. The card table is for sale, unlike all the white tables. We did have just some empty organizers and things like that. This was a really beautiful cake stand. And then there's lots of fun dishes, lots of little linens and doilies and pot holders spread out everywhere. Some of our kitchen dishes have meandered into other rooms as well. So, and then again, guys, we had so many linens that you will find a lot of tubs and baskets just full of linen. So don't be afraid to dig through those if it's something you're looking for. There are some really beautiful pieces in all of these. This is just what little bit of quilting fabric we had come across. So these are some cotton quilting fabrics that just kind of never got used. Again, so many wonderful doilies and embroidered pieces. So you'll find those in all the rooms. So definitely dig for those. We do have some handbags here and there. Just kind of some fun pieces. Again, wall art. And then here we have a lot of office supplies. So the filing cabinet will be for sale, the printer, even the desk, if you're in the market for a desk. The filing cabinet, we will have kind of these drawers, and I'll have them labeled, but we do have some office supplies in here. So some brand new notebooks and printer paper and labels and envelopes. And then this one was full of all of these kind of envelopes. So those are great for organization and things. We have a whole bunch in there. So definitely may want to check those out. We'll have them labeled. Again, lots more notebooks and binders and just kind of all kinds of office supply stuff. And you guys are able to kind of pick and choose what you want. You don't have to buy all of it. This I wanted to point out was a whole bunch of photo paper. So 4x6s and like 5x7 that you print on the printer. So if anyone's in the market for that, that is kind of a cool thing we don't always have. And then down here is a whole bunch of greeting cards. So birthday cards, every holiday and occasion. So blank note cards. There's some newer ones. There's some vintage ones. So that's kind of a fun thing too if you're looking to restock up on some cards. We do have books and Bibles and all kinds of like Bible handbooks and study guides and things like that mixed in here. So if you're in the market for that, there could, definitely look through all the books. Again, the hallway we have filled with all kinds of wall hanging things. All of these will be available. This one is a restroom. This one is not available to the public, so there's nothing in there. So down this hallway, if you ever saw a picture of this beautiful mirror, it will be in here. And then I think we just have a couple on this side. So as we come to the end of the hallway, here's where I have two brand new, still in the box, child safety gates. So they had one in the house, and then there are two other ones here. So brand new, I think this was a picture. We'll have to look into that. Let's go into this room. This room has a lot more of your knickknacks and some books. So we do have a couple of DVD players down low, and as stuff sells, we'll move stuff up so it's hopefully a little easier to shop, but we are just full to the brim. All kinds of books. This is where we have a lot of Bibles and study guides. So if you're in the market, there are all kinds of study Bibles, so check those out. Not a whole lot of Christmas. We did have a few little things, but we just have so many fun curios, collectibles, trinket boxes. All the lamps will be for sale. Lots of Japan porcelain figurines. We have cats and dogs, and I think we have a donkey. There's a little owl. This dresser has been emptied out, so there's nothing in it in case someone purchases it. We tried to get them ready to go. We do have lots of crystals. I'll show you some more here in a minute. Lots of stones and crystals and gems spread out in this one. Again, more of our doilies and handkerchiefs. Lots of plates. We kind of have them stacked in a few places, so you're more than welcome to dig through those. This is a little bit of like gift bags, some wrapping paper, things like that. And then this shelf does have a few books and some VHS movies, some Disneys. If you're interested, give that a look. And then this whole table is full of oil lamps and oil lamp parts and pieces. I do have a couple of the shades over here. We do have some shades that it's kind of hard to say if that goes on an oil lamp or a candle, but just things like that. So definitely dig through here. We do have some more burners. We do have a little bit of oil, things like that. So definitely check those out. There's a few vases underneath, not a whole lot. And then this table will actually be for sale as well. This was a homemade piece that has a huge granite slab down the middle of it. So it's really heavy, but it does come apart to be moved. I do have one other mattress that I wanted to point out. The box spring was shot on this one, but it is a good mattress if someone's in the market. And it was clean, so we went ahead and left it in here if someone needs. And then this is a bed frame with a headboard and everything that could go with it. Let me back up a little bit though. This table in the middle, again, has all kinds of fun pieces on it. I'll give you a better look. Again, linens in every room. So this one is full of all kinds of nice tea towels, hand towels, some dish rags, things like that. We did find a couple of toys spread out throughout the house. So we do have like a G.I. Joe in here, and on the other side, I'll show you some more toys. We do have some puzzles in here. You will find little end tables kind of tucked up and around. We will have prices and tags on those, so all of those little shelves and end tables will be available as well. And then we just have all kinds of goodness on here. Kind of give you an idea. And then we did make up some little goodie bags with buttons. There's some pocket knives. There's some trinkets. So those are kind of fun to look through. And it doesn't mean you have to take them all. You can just, kind of dig through some bags. Here was some more of our like geodes and crystals and things, and we'd be willing to sell the whole thing or just one if that's what you're after. Here were a couple of more fun ones. So if that is your thing, definitely come check those out. I think most of them are in this room. Again, we had some more vintage greeting cards that are blank. This is a fun piece. This is actually, you hook it to your water hose, and it's a water sprinkler, and so it looks like he's playing music but water through his flute. Lots of pretty little pieces. I couldn't confirm for sure, but I'm pretty sure this one is a Fenton carnival glass. Lots of crystal pieces mixed throughout. We have a huge bowl of scarves, so there's a bunch of vintage scarves in there. And then as we rise, we have more. This was a beautiful, like, stone carved polar bear. Again, so many of these Japan porcelain. Had the little elephant. We do have a Miss Piggy. There is a nativity set in a box in here. Not a whole lot of Christmas, but there is a few. Just to kind of show you. And then we're going to turn around. This is one of our closets of clothing. This is mostly women's. We do have some men's and women's coats in here that we moved from out of the front. So definitely come check this out. Our clothing sizes are a little on the larger size. Anywhere from a 2X all the way to a 5X is kind of what we're seeing. Several of them in this closet are still new with tags. So this was a really bold and beautiful Lane Bryant dress. So we have dresses and we have tops, and we do have some bottoms in the other room as well. I do want to point out though that we do have more linens in here. So lots of blankets to keep us warm, lots of handmade Afghans, all different materials and thicknesses. So there's sure to be a blanket for anyone. And then down here we do have a basket with some really warm socks in it. So I had moved this. Let me move this back. Okay. So we do have a couple of things. We have a couple of massage and heating mats kind of spread out throughout the house. This is where one of them is. Here is the chest of drawers. So in this bedroom, the bed frame, the dresser, and the chest of drawers all do match if you were looking for a whole set. All of the books that we're using as risers to kind of display stuff are for sale, so don't be afraid to dig through those if you want one of them. We do have some lamps. This was a really beautiful one. It is going to need a little bit of repair though, so I don't have a light bulb in that one, but beautiful shade, beautiful lamp. And then in here is where we have that matching love seat to the sofa in the living room. So really, really beautiful. I just love the claw feet on these. Absolutely beautiful. So there is a love seat as well as the sofa. And then here we have two nightstands. I do have them stacked on top of each other. We're trying to save as much space as we can. There are a few goodies located on those. We had a beautiful silver plate tray in there. And then we do have some candlesticks, lots of brass spread out throughout this one. We do have two other bedside lamps over here. There's a beautiful brass easel back here and a few books just to kind of show you what we've got. And again, we are going to have to limit how many people are in the house in this one because we are pretty limited on our space. So we won't be able to fit a whole lot of people. This, we have a little bit more clothing as we go across the hall. These were also some really nice pieces. There's some really beautiful. This one had a little bit more dress clothes in it too. So really pretty. Up here we have a few more of our quilts and our Afghans. This is where the quilt top is hanging out. So the unfinished quilt top I had advertised will be in here. Again, more clothing. We did have a couple of pairs of shoes in here. This beautiful mirror. We didn't really find a secure place to hang this one, so we went ahead and left it bubble wrapped. But that's kind of a fun piece to look at. We do have a little Christmas tree in here. I do think we have some vintage camera stuff in here. If you're in the market, definitely come dig through this box. I'll have it labeled a little better so you'll know it's in here. All right, let me back up. This room we're kind of referring to as the linen room. This one is where the bulk of our linens are. And you can see we're going to try and have them somewhat sorted. I'm not sure how long that will last, but we gave it an effort. Dressers are empty, just so you can kind of get an idea and see those. We do have another TV back here, and we did find the remote. It is in working condition. So lots and lots of beautiful linens, pillowcases, tablecloths. These are some socks and undergarments. All of these are new. Some of them are all still in packages. Some of these we found, like some tank tops and things, they were still in packages, but there were like 20 in a package. So we went ahead and opened them, but they're kind of in here. So you can pick out a color that you like or something like that. So those are all in here, and they are all new. And then this tiny little bathroom in here is full of cosmetics, hygiene, a little bit of cleaning type stuff. We do have like a blood pressure cuff. We've got some gloves. Like I said, just all kinds of miscellaneous, and it'll be fill a bag. So we do have some bags hanging in here. You'll be able to fill a bag. There's some bandage stuff. There's gauze, cleaning wipes, or even just hygiene wipes, things like that. So if that's not what you're after, then you won't really have to sneak in there. We did find a whole bunch of insoles. So all kinds of different insoles that you can cut to fit in your shoes. So stuff like that will be in this little bathroom. It's a little tight in there, so probably only one person at a time, but not everyone comes for those items. We do have a couple of bathrobes hanging here. And then this shelf is just a variety of blankets. So we do have some commercial quilts. We do have a heating blanket, lots of warm fuzzy blankets. We do have some more handmade Afghans, some comforters, so all kinds of variety in here. And then same goes for under this table. We just ran out of room. So these bags are full of all kinds of blankets. So whatever kind of material or blanket that you like to have, I'm pretty sure we probably have it. So definitely look if that's something you're in the market for. We do have a pair of these beautiful lamps. I have one of them plugged in. They are a 3-way, so they'll dim and go brighter. So I do have one of them plugged in. They do both work though. Lots of fun little trinkets. This was these are all like handmade Christmas ornaments. So that was really pretty. This was a little craft tub. It's got some beads and sequins and all kinds of little crafty stuff in it. Some beautiful pictures. Again, more of our Japan porcelain pieces. And then the lighting's getting a little dark on us. There we go. The little ladybug. And then this is a king-size bed frame. So it has like the 2 twin frames that hook together. You got a headboard and a footboard. We just do not have the mattress for this one. But if you're in the market for a bed frame, for a king-size bed, we do have one. We have a little bench with some teddy bears. There are some handbags spread out throughout the house. So those will be available. Here is a dresser. We have lots of different options for dressers and chest of drawers. It is empty. These were a bunch of men's t-shirts, actually. So these, I think, were just like a 2X. They kind of look like an extra large, though. So more of a athletic type fit on those. We do have a bag or a box full of these vacuum seal bags. If you're in the market for those, there's some sweaters on here. Let me back up a little bit, show you. We do have just a few things up here on the top. The luggage is empty, so it's pretty light and easy to get down. There's a couple of fans. If you need help getting those down, by all means, just let us know, because that piece is pretty heavy. But that is where the reel-to-reel is hanging out. Again, more linens. We do have lots and lots of full sets for sheets and things like that. Some are even still new in a package. So there's a lot of sheets under here. And then we do have some goodies, some more craft things. This has lots of yarn, things like that. I think this one was some scrap pieces. These were kind of fun. Most of these are still kind of in their box, completely sealed. We did have one kind of out. So it's a little set of model toy cars. Comes in a little storage container, and then this is like a little play mat with streets all over it so they can drive them around. So we do have a few of those. Would make good gifts. Lots of candlesticks throughout. More of the Japan porcelain. We do have baskets with all kinds of just stuff in them. So extension cords, phone chargers. You don't have to buy the whole thing, but definitely dig through those. You never know what you'll find. Lots of beautiful embroidery work throughout in this one. So some of these are finished pillowcases, some are work in progress pieces. So lots of embroidery. We do love that. Lots of reading glasses, and I have them in a couple other places too. There's some really pretty ones. There's some that are a little more manly, but definitely if you're in the market for some reading glasses, give those a look. And then we do have this beautiful like bench in here as well, and that'll be for sale. Right now it's just kind of hanging out here. We do have a couple of Valentine's bears, so it'll be here before we know it. These were fun project pieces, so it's like a whole kit with like some crochet, has a pattern and everything. Here was a beautiful project piece that was started. It's kind of in a bag here and got some of the yarn, so fun things if you're a crafter and want to finish something up. So that kind of gives you an idea in this room. Let's work our way on back. So we'll go back down the hallway. This was the first bedroom we came in. It's the laundry room. And that brings us back to the kitchen. This is one of the fullest kitchens we've had in a long time. So lots and lots of fun. And again, part of the reason we're gonna have to limit how many people are in here because it's just not a lot of room to navigate. We do have a dining table and we do have, let me think. We have 4 chairs in here and I have 2 more in the garage. So we have 6 chairs with this one. A couple of them have the arms. They're like the captain chair. We have 2 big leaves that go with this. It needs a little bit of TLC. It kind of needs some refinishing on the cushions, but the chairs are solid, which is hard to come by. So if you're in the market and want to like refurbish these just a little bit, recover those, it would make a really beautiful table. We do have a beautiful silver plate set in here. We have lots of fun dishes. So we have sets of sundae cups and little ice cream bowls. We do have some Tupperware, cake taker, things like that. We did just uncover this beautiful large refrigerator glass. We do have a little Pyrex set, some fun things like that. This is a really beautiful Stanley china cabinet. So we do have the bottom all emptied out. I did want to show you that it was a Stanley. So it's a beautiful piece. You've got your 3 glass front and then your shelves inside are glass as well. All of this wonderful crystal and dishes. We have some brass candlesticks and some Fenton, some apple dishes, some cobalt. All of this will be available. And we do have some big bowls in the center as well. Tucked back up in here is where I have the leaves to that table. So we do have the 2 leaves. That table will grow quite large. This was a really fun little piece. Not really like a curio cabinet, but it's really fun. They're using it for dishes. A lot of these pink ones are kind of fun. These are an Oneida dish set. We have a few pieces kind of spread out. So bowls and plates and cups for this. We do have some miscellaneous in here. Some plates and some fun little drinking. These are like a glass jar. Kind of fun. So little cups. And then I'm pretty sure this is a Corningware set. Yes, or Corel. So that was nice. It's got the smaller little plates with it and all the bowls. So those are nice. Lots of coffee mugs. We do have some green ball jars. I have 4 of them in here. This was a really fun measuring cup. So all kinds of fun pieces. And then in here I do have our 2 electric wheelchairs. So we have them plugged in right now. We're keeping them, the batteries maintained and things like that. So this is the Hover-Round, and then this is the Vision Sport one. Both are in working condition. So those are there. We do have, and I don't know if I've shared a lot about that. That light is kind of going to bounce on us. This is a really nice exercise bike if someone's in the market for one. This is one of those that has the fan in it and you can kind of move your arms and your legs at the same time. But let's try and turn so our light is a little more cooperative. We do have 2 bar stools that'll be available. And then our kitchen island, this is so much fun. We have so much cookware available. So this is a Nesco professional cooker. This is an electric wok. Lots of stainless and lots of cast iron. So we have lots of cast enamel. So all kinds of fun pieces. A lot of these are really, really heavy. So be careful if you need help moving or lifting any of these. Don't be afraid to ask. This is a really big, large Dutch oven. We do have some little bitty. These are all cast with trivets. And again, cast iron galore. So griddles and saucepans and pots and skillets of all different brands and sizes. And then these are even, this one was a cast enamel. And then these are all cast iron. And these are all cast enamel. So definitely check that out. This is more cast iron than we've had in a lot of them. But then I also just want to brag on some of these pots. So we have some really nice stock pots, some double boilers, stainless ones. I'll show you some more here in a minute, but I'm not even done showing you these. A lot of drawers will have some stuff in them. We'll have them labeled. We just didn't even have room to get them all out. And just for safety with knives, I went ahead and left these in the drawer. But we do have some kitchen knife sets in the blocks and things. So those will be in here. And then we just have drawers and cabinets full of all kinds of goodies. So lots of nice storage, some bakeware, Corningware, some, pans and bowls. So these are going to be in here. As we sell things off the top, we'll be able to pull these out, but you're more than welcome to dig in what is here. So again, this is part of why we're going to have to limit how many people are in here so that there is room to actually kind of dig and look at some stuff. We do have a lot of skillets in this one. These were mostly non-stick, but we do have some stainless, some quart-sized pots and things like that. We'll go back to this one. Let's do a turnaround real quick, and I'll show you what we got going on here. Appliances are not for sale. This house is going to be kind of some work done and flipped and available here pretty soon. But for right now, the appliances stay. I do have a shelf right here full of some really good cookbooks. So definitely give a look through that one. We do have some cereal storage containers up here. All of these cabinets are wonderfully full. So we have some Pioneer Women dishes in here. We do have some more jars back here, some more green jars, drinking glasses, some bowls, things like that. And then down here we even have like more flatware. We have utensils. So, our utensils are usually always 2 for $1. So definitely kind of dig through these drawers. There's all kinds of really good pieces in here. This is what I was showing you in that cabinet a while ago. That one's not, but these are. Yeah. So this is like an Oneida pedals. And so in that other cabinet, there was lots of little bowls and plates that go with that. So really beautiful set. Definitely want to kind of check those out. More Pioneer Women. We are still cleaning a few things. We'll get those set out before the sale. We did have some more bags of flatware. These kind of match some of the apple dishes we had. Here was just another flatware set. We have an induction plate. We do have toasters and a bread box. Lots of thermoses and drinking cups. And then we do still have stuff in these cabinets. Some really big mixing bowls if you're in the market. Things like that. Again, more utensils. So many good utensils in here. Definitely give those a look. But you'll have to kind of pull the drawers out to do so. Again, so much good cookware in this one. We have some more stock pots and some skillets. There are a couple of like glass, smaller mixing bowls in here as well. We did get the stove emptied out underneath. We do have all kinds of cookware up in here. We do have a mixer. This was really fun. We've got lots of pot holders in here. Again, way more sauce pots and things like that. There's some double broilers in there. There's a few glass. I do have some more larger mixing bowls on top. This was a really fun, I didn't know where that got stuck. So it's a really fun little drip coffee pot up there. And then we still have more down here. So more pots and pans. This is where we have some of our sheet pans. There were some really nice ones in here, so definitely give that a look. I do have a cake pan with a lid. We do have a few muffin. So a couple of bread pans in here. And then there is another really big like Corningware in the back. So again, as counter space frees up, we will hopefully get a lot of that pulled out. But for now, it's just we have room where we have it. I do have a couple of small crock pots up here. We do have a couple of these circles. And then this is where we'll go to the garage. So let's go check it out. All right, before I take you into the garage, I'm going to interrupt you for just a minute to talk about something fun that we do at all of our estate sales. We like to do a good scavenger hunt. So we'll have a couple of scavenger hunt items that I want to kind of point out. We're going to hide these somewhere throughout the property, like in the house, on a shelf, on a riser, somewhere. They will not be hidden in like a cabinet you can't get into or that we have closed off. They will be somewhat out and about in fair game. Hopefully we made it a little tricky for you to find it. But this is kind of fun. We're going to do this cute little Disney dragon. So he's a 1982. We'll have a little sticker under him. I'll put it up here. This is what our scavenger hunt looks like. So you'll know you found it for sure when it has the scavenger hunt sticker on it. And then we're also going to do this cute little wooden communion cup. So we'll have these two items. If you find one of these, you can bring it to the checkout and you will get $10 off of your purchase with us this weekend. So something fun we kind of do. So if you want to go on a hunt, $10 off your purchase. If you find this item, it'll have the scavenger hunt logo on it. Just bring it to one of us and enjoy your discount. All right, back to the tour. Before we go in here, I do want to mention, let's see if I can get the light to show up right. We did find when we were cleaning the garage a couple of really cool old picture frames. I can't quite get the light, kind of, sort of. The backlight's too strong. But in here, I do have a couple of really old picture frames. So keep that in mind if you're in the market. All right, let me zoom out just a little bit and let's go in the garage. We do have more kitchen items that we have put in here. So this shelf, we did put the meat slicer way up high. That can be kind of sharp, so we tried to keep that out of kiddos' reach. We do have a Ninja cooking system in here. We do have, get the light to adjust. We do have a deep fryer. We got more pans. This is another cast iron. There's a new in the box waffle maker. More of this really good stainless pots. So definitely give that a check. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn this way first while we're on the talk of kitchen. We did have a few canned goods and dry goods that'll be in here, so you'll be able to fill a bag. I'll have a bunch of Walmart bags in here. You can kind of fill a bag up if you want. Some of them still have good expiration dates. Some of them may be just slightly expired. If that doesn't bother you on a canned good, then by all means fill up a bag. So okay, let me back up. It's really tight in here. So, I'll show you. Some of these things will be set out the day of sale. We'll kind of discuss that here in a minute. But I do have a table saw. I have a step stool. We do have this fun little workbench seat. We are going to be able to sell this refrigerator. So this is what I call a garage fridge. It's hanging out in the garage. It's maybe not the prettiest one, but it's working, and if you need to have some extra overflow storage, maybe that's good for your garage. So we are going to have stuff on and under the table in the middle and all the way around. So how about, let's just kind of, I don't even know where to start. We're going to start here, I guess. We'll go on the table and then we'll kind of work our way. We do have a kerosene heater. I do not have any kerosene, so we weren't able to really test that, but that is here. This was kind of unique. This has not been used. It's brand new in the box, but it is a camping compostable toilet. So that's kind of fun as summer gets closer. We do have a nice cooler. It's just got a little dirt on the top. Some toolboxes. Tools will be kind of fun. We're going to work on pricing those, but we're going to be pretty flexible on you guys being able to kind of make a grab bag or a goodie box of things that you need. So a lot of these are just kind of, different pieces, and you may not need the whole box. You may want to kind of make a box, and we're going to be agreeable. We're going to work with you on, getting the items that you need. So there's all kinds of hardware, just miscellaneous goodness in here. We got some scrapers, all kinds of hand tools. I'll show you some more here in a minute. We tried to kind of divvy them up so it's a little easier to look through. There's some electrical stuff, brushes. We do have a typewriter. I did have a couple of bags of, I think these were like fertilizers. This was 7 Dust, so we do have those under here. Again, just boxes full things. So we've got some spray foam. We've got lots of little organizers with all kinds of hardware. So there'll be stuff underneath because we just ran out of room. So definitely look. This is like a desk mat. That is a roll in the box of just like plastic sheeting. We have a fan. This is full of bags. And then this is another one of those just variety. It's got all kinds of good tools in there. And then here's all of our extension cords. We found a whole bunch, so we just kind of kept piling them. Here we're at the middle table. This is where we do have all of these bits. Router bits. We did find this new in the box too. This Eureka car vacuum. So that's really cool. Lots of clamps. This is a paint sprayer. It's really cold right now. We have not tried that, so if you know more about them and want to take a shot on that, it'll be here. I did have some welding caps. There's some aprons in here, some vintage aprons, paint brushes, some timers. So kind of give you an idea of what we have there. Now I'm going to try and let's turn around, see if I can show you some things. All right, so we're back by the fridge. Here we have a couple more shelves with some more cookware. We have another crock pot. We do have some more pans, stock pots. We do have some cleaning supplies. That's what a lot of these are. Some garden supplements, cleaners, things like that. That's what more of this is. We have some paint rollers, paint trays. Here's where our mop bucket is, and here's where the spin mop is. And I did find 2 more pieces for that. So that's where this will be located. There are some golf clubs. And then this is a good opportunity to talk about how some of these will actually either be sat out on the deck or maybe even right out front of the garage, just so we have a little bit more room to actually navigate all this. But these are the other 2 chairs to the dining table. And so they won't actually be sitting in here day of sale. You'll be able to shop these shelves a little better. So some Tupperware, more pots and pans. This was full of bungee cords, all kinds of bungee cords. So, and then when the chair is not here, you'll also be able to shop in here. So we don't have a whole lot in here, but we did have some paper. We had some more books. There's another nativity set. This was kind of fun. You plug it in and it lights up to do like drafting work. So a couple of things in there. Don't be afraid to dig. We are highly encouraging digging in this one. I do have a couple of tubs up here. These are empty tubs that'll be for sale. We do have tackle boxes. Again, we are stacking dressers and shelves as much as we can, just because we are out of floor space. So some really pretty pieces there. They're a little dusty. They've been out here for a little bit. But if you're not afraid to scrub them down a little bit, we'll make you a really good deal. Things like this, the sawhorses, these are going to be in the backyard. I'll show you how to get in the backyard here in a minute. But day of sale, these are all going to be in the backyard so that you'll be able to navigate through here. We do have some cardboard boxes. Those will be out of here. The bed frame more than likely will still be, I don't know, it'll be in here or it'll be just right out the back door as well. So this whole corner is canning jars. So all of these boxes here are canning jars. There's Ball, there's Care. There are some like spaghetti jars, but for the most part, they're legit canning jars. Here we have a really fun little shelf. We have some wall shelves kind of all piled in here. You may have seen a picture of this heart shelf. It does need a little bit of work. The top of it's a little wiggly, but that's still a fun shelf. This ladder may stay in here. Some of our aluminum and fiberglass are going to be outside. So again, I'm going to try and show you here. This is the gaming office chair. We did find arms for it. But that will be rolled out somewhere. The mower will be sitting on the other side of the garage door. So it'll be right out here where we line up. So that way, if someone does buy it, they can load it up pretty easy. But for now, we have it secured in the house. But it's a little tight right here. You'll actually be able to walk around all of this once the day of sale arrives. All right, let's see if we can go backwards on this table. This box has 2 brand new rotors in it and brake pads. I put a picture on Facebook the other day of the part number of the rotors. I haven't had a chance to look up what those go to, but if you're in the market and they fit what you have, brand new rotors and brake pads. So we do have a little bit of fishing tackle. We didn't find a whole lot. We found a few here and there. We have some levels, some planes. We have lots of sanders. This is a router. I think that one's a sander though. It may be a router too. Oh, yep, it's a router. Okay. So both of these are routers. Boxes of just miscellaneous cables, chargers, things like that. I will rise up and say a lot of this will be thinned out too. A lot of this we're going to move to the backyard. It'll be way easier to shop that way. We won't be trying to pull these out while people are in here shopping and things like that. So a lot of this will be a lot easier to shop. It will not be in this corner. We'll have a couple of things in here, but a lot of this will be out in the backyard and it'll just be a little easier. So it'll look a little different the day of sale. It'll all still be here. It's just going to be in a different location. Okay, underneath this table, I can't quite get to all of it. This tub has some Christmas stuff in it. So we've got some Christmas lights, a little bit of decor, some ornaments underneath here. This tub is some men's clothing. So there are some undershirts. There's some brand new boxer briefs, things like that. So that's kind of a nice box. And then I'm pretty sure I had like coveralls in this one. Yeah, so there were some coveralls, maybe some sweatshirts in this one. And then I'm back here to the extension cords. So kind of give you an idea. We're all the way at the end. We did uncover this still new in the bag too. This is a New Wave like oven. So I don't even know that it's been used. So that was a good grab. All right. Let's try and work our way. Let's see. I could probably show you from here. All right. We do have a couple of metal shelves over here. If I can get my lighting to adjust. Okay. We do have some hedge trimmers up here. These boxes and crates are all full. It doesn't want to stay bright for me. They're all full of hand tools, power tools. There's lots of sanders and things like that. So you'll definitely want to shop through those. And then let's see here. We're just going to go, the lighting is wanting to be silly on us. So let's just go start over here where we were talking and work our way back. All right, kind of give you a better idea of what I'm talking about. So we have sanders, we have jigsaws, staple guns, things like that. Some of them we tested, some of them we kind of ran out of time. We have outlets, so if you want to plug one in, by all means do. So looks like we got some card covers. Oh, that's a nice one. That's one of those work mats you lay over the hood. So we have one of those. We do have some garden netting. Keep your deer out. We have some battery chargers, some sprayers, more cleaning and garden supplements down here. The pressure washer, we're going to try and keep that one inside. And then these are all full. So, and then we have the chop saw. So all the tools are in those. There's like a nail gun in one of them, things like that. We do have a couple of skill saws, circular saws. Here's our 2 tool chest. So both are Stanley. Pretty sure we have them all emptied out, so they'll be ready to go. As far as that goes, we do have a nice little air compressor too. So that is a Husky 8-gallon, 125 PSI. And then the bench grinder, the 8-inch bench grinder. And again, we have lots of hand tools, hammers, saws, wrenches, hardware galore. So scissors, we do have a really nice brand new water hose. We do have a bench vise, a couple of coolers up top, not a whole lot, more hardware. So again, I guess I couldn't quite tell you on this side. We do have more. We have a little step stool under here. These are just more tubs full of all kinds of tools and saws. We have some knee pads. So you're definitely going to have to kind of dig at this one. It'll be fun though if you like to dig. If not, you can come back later as the table's thin. We'll have it spread out. So it'll be fun. Yeah, just kind of trying to give you an idea of what we have sitting up here. And that was a stapler nail gun. And then these were all, we pretty much saw those because the tubs go all the way through, not double-sided. So again, just to kind of give you an idea, every kind of yard tool you could probably possibly want. We do have a couple of hand trucks, the chainsaw, the deep fryer. We do have a couple more walkers out here. I do have, if you can kind of see it, and I've never got a good picture of it because we just haven't uncovered it, but we do have a whole hitch mount ramp for storing and moving those electric wheelchairs. So that will have it out and easier to get to once we have all of this stuff kind of spread out. So a couple of really nice string trimmers. We do have a tree, like a pole trimmer. So all kinds of goodies in here. It's kind of dark right now. That will all be easier to shop outside. And then speaking of outside, this door in the garage is how we will get to the backyard. Today we're so excited because all the snow is melting. So it'll be nice and warm. The snow will be gone. And maybe a little muddy. We'll put a tarp down. But back here, and you can kind of see, we have an aluminum ladder out here. We do have a wheelbarrow. It's upside down covering a self-propelled push mower. So we do have a push mower out there, but we're going to kind of put those rakes and shovels and things out there. So it'll just be easier to see what we have and to shop it. But this will be the way out to the backyard, and then you can come back inside, and we'll be able to help you. You don't necessarily have to carry everything through the house, but we'll have some options. You may be able to go through the garage. Table saw. A lot of this will be just a little easier to navigate. You will be able to get all the way around. Just some of this will be in the backyard. Okay, I'm back in the house, and I do want to point out, again, there are a couple of things in the backyard that will stay in the backyard. We'll probably have them off of the deck. They'll be down in the backyard, easier to look at. We do have a barbecue grill. We have a really cool vintage glider. We do have, you can kind of see the windmill. So those things will be in the backyard. Again, we're not going to use the patio door. We don't want to chance it getting cracked or broken or anything like that. So the safest way to do that is to access the backyard through the garage. That's how we will get back there. All right, that kind of gives you a rundown and hopefully a sneak peek at some of what we have to offer. This house has been really, really full, and it's been really fun to get it unpacked. But I do feel like we haven't been able to share all the wonderful things we're finding with you. So this is definitely one that you're going to want to come and dig. So prepare to spend a little bit of time to open up drawers and dig in boxes. But we have a lot of good treasures to offer you guys. We will be here Friday, February 6th, or Saturday the 7th, 6-7, had to do it once. We will be here at noon until 6 o'clock on Friday, and then we will be back at 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. on Saturday. So we look forward to seeing you guys.